better get in here. Better get in here and here and here. Whew! I made it, y'all. Actually, I was in here a little bit earlier, but I had to go take care of some things. I'm glad you subscribed, Raquel. Somebody needs to. I gotta get situated. Somebody needs to subscribe. Or Krubby the Beagle and Bryson. We gotta give some folks some time to get in here. This evening stuff is different than morning. I've had all day to think of things to whine about. Hey, Byron. Good to see you, my friend. Over there in Texas, some more Texas folks. We got Texas folks all around, Canadian folks, Laurel, Mississippi folks, some more Texas folks. Hey, Nick. I'm just in a mood, y'all. I'm in a mood for the guitar. Hoorah, Eddie. How in the world are you? Another Texan over there down south of Houston, I believe. Man, they got all kind of Texas people in here. Y'all ever get in the mood just to sing? Hope I don't run everybody out. All my hope is in Jesus. Thank God my yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I've been washed by the blood. All my hope is in Jesus. All my yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I've been washed in the blood. Everybody, I want to hear you loud. All my hope is in Jesus. All my yesterday's gone. All my sins are forgiven. I've been washed by the blood. All right, Jesse, sing it. All my yesterday's gone. All my something else. All right, y'all, I got a song. I seriously got a song I wrote an entire year ago. I don't know why I'm playing the guitar. I have before though on lives. And then people quit coming. I don't know why. It kind of hurt my feelings. Nah, I'm kidding. People were very polite, and they said, nice. Nice. But I did. I wrote a song about a year ago, and I liked the words, but I never could get a, hey, Mud and Mascara, who all's in here? Little Wendy stayed. Phil from Peterson's Farm, he's up there cleaning up. I just watched your video, Phil. But I wrote a song about a year ago, and I liked the words to it. Let me read you the words. Let me read you some words here so you'll get the feel of it, if I can read it. I was a teenage boy with a farmer's tan, driving a tractor but working on a plan to leave this dust and sun and go live in the shade. But when she looked at me and gave me that smile, I knew I'd never go another mile. I guess sometimes life gets in the way. Then I go into the little chorus little thing. Said, there's a great big world waiting on me to climb its mountains and sail its seas. Verse 2. I really need to write better. A year and a half and I was all in to say I do, and our adventure began with dreams that only youth can ever portray. But dreams die hard when there's a family involved, a 9 to 5 to keep the ledger resolved. I guess sometime life gets in the way. And then the last verse is, the preacher's words barely reached my ears as I thought on our memories over 50 years of holding hands and I love you at the end of each day. I can't help but smile at all the plans that we made with you by my side. I'd gladly let them fade and thank the good Lord life got in the way. And then I had the last part of it. Babe, you were my world, everything to me, my mountains to climb and all my wonders to see. So rest beneath this willow and wait for me. Rest beneath this willow and wait for me. And I hope you followed the context of the words, the storyline. You know, when you're young, you got all kind of energy, you got all kind of plans, you got ambitions, life is just spread out before you. And then all of a sudden that girl catches your eye and your mind changes a little bit. But even when you get married, you know, you still got these dreams and plans. You're just pew, pew, pew. And then you get married and you start having kids, and all of a sudden you got to work and make a living and provide for the kids and school and doctor's appointment, this, that, and the other. And then 50 years goes by and you realize, well, I hope you realized before then, but you realize that really everything that you really wanted was right there by your side. And when they're gone, you really realize that. Let me see if I can play it real quick. And then I'll get to the chat and I'll recognize folks and make people feel welcome. And we'll get Kathy up, and she's got her husband with her, Richard with her, and I'm glad that he's there today. Playing my daughter's guitar. She put new strings on it. Sounds better than mine. This is an old, I guess, lower end Martin, but I like the way it sounds. Let me see if I can figure out how it goes. Get my mind off all my hopes. Let's see. I was a teenage boy with a farmer's stand, driving a tractor but working on a plan to leave this dust and sun and go live in the shade. But when she looked at me and gave me that smile, I knew I'd never go another mile. Guess sometimes life gets in the way. Great big world waiting on me, climb its mountains and sail this sea. A year and a half and I was all in, say I do, and our adventure began. Dreams that only you could ever portray. Dreams die hard when there's a family involved, a 9 to 5 to keep the ledger resolved. Yes, sometimes life gets in the way. There's a great big world waiting on me, climb its mountains and sail its seas. Preacher's words barely reach my ears as I thought on our memories over 50 years. Holding hands and I love you at the end of each day. help us smile at all the plans we made. Someone else and I can't remember words. Thank the good Lord, life gets in the way. The world waits on me, time to smile, time to say Red, you were my world, everything to me. My mountains to climb and all my wonders to see. So rest beneath this willow and wait for me. Oh, rest beneath this willow and wait for me. Woo! Don't that just clutch you? Bring a little tear to your eye, don't it? I turn my biggest fan on. Let's see now. I have ignored y'all long enough, haven't I? Get in here and see what's going on in the house. See what kind of... Oh, somebody going out the door scared me there. Thought somebody was coming in. Got some folks in the house, Raquel, Bryson, Byron, Nick, Eddie. I'm going through quick. Janet, Homestead, where you are. Little Wendy's daydreaming. Georgia, 105 index. I hear you. It's been hot. And I'm probably going to miss some of you because that's how I roll. I miss every once in a while. There's Phil, Peterson Farms. I think I already mentioned, hey, brother. Jesse, my friend. Singing it, brother. Wendy Benjamin from Nova Scotia. Appreciate that, Wendy. I woke my wife up. Nick Multi-Hunter. I think I might have mentioned you. I can't remember. Mud and Mascara. Hey, Mud and Mascara. Good to see you. I think I seen you on somebody's live last night. Do you mind putting this in there? I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. I hate for it to fall and break. Somebody's live. JB Conway, how in the world are you? Appreciate you coming in. Kathy and Richard's down there patiently waiting. Danny Day. Hey, Danny. It's good to see you. Alabama. Jamie Espinozo. Yeah, I seen you last night too. Over there. Mentioned Bryson already. Bryson is my wife's brother. He lives over in Mississippi, about 45 minutes an hour from us. Got some Arizona folks in the house. Hey, Chris. And Larry, appreciate y'all coming. I think I've already mentioned Raquel. I probably skipped by something. Let's see. That doesn't sound right. Life got in the way. God had other. Hey, amen. I should have had you write the song. Thank you, Danny. Let's see. I'm getting close. To the end. I'm getting close. There's Brenda. I always got to mention Brenda. Brenda should have come in. If I don't know if he was in here when I was playing. I mean, you could have danced. Or you and Jesse could have danced. I'm just going to hum while I look through here. I got Blinda's coming in. Blinda's coming in the house. Yeah, driving a tractor, huh? Give me just a second. I'm going to get this thing turned around here. Oh, there's my favorite girl right there. And well, not my favorite YouTube girl. Let me put it that way. My favorite girl standing right by me. Andrea, she had taken a little break here for a while, and she had me all worried. But the world is back in order now because I have seen a video by Andrea and got to pick on her a little bit. Well, the chat jumped, y'all. So there, I'm just get to the ones that I can see at the bottom. Tasha, hey, good to see you. You got any sleep? Y'all were staying up late last night. Got Glenn. He had his 700 subscriber giveaway yesterday. Got Michael Bobby from Memby Heritage Farms. Good to see y'all. with us. I don't know what kind of emoji she's giving you, Glenn, but she didn't mean it. Let me turn this around. Hold on. Let me turn this off. Don't want it blowing on her head. Let me show y'all who I got in the house. Say hello, Blinda.
Hey, everybody.
There's Kathy, and that's Richard, if you couldn't tell them apart. I hope you could tell them apart. You took a power nap for 3 hours. Huh? Your face is swollen? All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Get your hands together. You don't have to stand up, but put your hands together and let's welcome Miss Kathy and Mr. Richard to the screen. Let me get y'all on a little bit.
I was going to say, I might have to move back a little bit.
Oh,
hello, everybody. I found this guy out in front of my house, so I asked if he'd come in and play the part of Richard tonight.
Right.
Or do you have a hard time getting in front of the camera, Richard?
Yeah, sometimes.
He's accidentally in some shots when I'm filming, but that's about it. Sounds like me. Yeah. Belinda meet Richard. Richard meet Belinda.
Right.
Blinda has done a whole lot better. When we first started, it was like, no, don't. You know, she had to get all prepped up and clean, you know, and everything I said, no, this is real life. This is life with Blinda and Chuck. I'm going to get you with dirt on your face. And so she didn't go in the first ones. I'm just kidding. She did. She's been there from the very beginning. Very beginning.
Yeah, he has too, but he just stays where nobody can see him.
Right.
This has been the best thing for me to not feel like I have to be all dolled up all the time. It's kind of hard to, you know, dress up and then go out and change the bedding in a pen or scoop a paddock full of horse poop. So,
well, you get to looking at all these other YouTubers and what they putting on here, and they just living life. They just doing. They're not going and getting their best clothes on to go slop the hog. So, I would worry about them if they did.
Yep.
How late y'all stay on last night, Kathy?
I think I went to bed. Tasha might know for sure. I think it was about 2:00.
Oh my goodness.
Maybe a little after 2.
Y'all wore me out.
I would have stayed up longer, but I knew the dogs were going to be needing to go out, and then they're always my alarm clock in the morning, so they don't know, you know, if I want to sleep in. They did let me sleep till 8:20 this morning, which is really late for them.
Yeah.
That's really late for them. So maybe they tried to wake me up and I was just too asleep to respond.
Maybe so. They might have been howling since 4:00 that morning.
Yep. Thanks, Brenda. So our name is just Richard and Kathy. That's where we got RichKat.
Kathy, you do a whole lot better than I do. You can keep a conversation and look at the chat at the same time. I can't do that.
Oh, I don't know.
Right.
I'm sure I'm going to get behind if it gets going too fast.
And what'll happen is I'll get to talking, and then all of a sudden I'll see something in the chat, and I'll get over here, and it's just like I zone out.
And then you miss something else, right?
Yeah, I missed something else, and then I just say, yeah, really, and pretend like I heard what you said. Let's see. Richard's like to kill other sailboat. You can't see it, but the boat won't work without it. Hey.
That's right.
I like that. Last night, Kathy, they had this Tasha, and I can't remember if it was Tasha.
Shane. It was Shane and Great Farmer Freelance and Tasha did that together.
Great Farmer. That's right, Shane. And they went 24 hours live. I know they had to cut it a couple of times because of StreamYard or something like that. Anyway, or else it wouldn't count. But yeah, I'm squirreling. But anyway, they kept it for 24 hours. I jumped on. Well, I didn't jump. I jumped on that one time when you was on there last night. But I was on, off and on pretty much all through the day, you know, working and going back and forth doing that.
Yeah. And that's what I did. I was on starting with Shane's, you know, morning coffee shop. Yeah. And then just popped in and out, went and visited some other lives, did my errands and chores and stuff here. And but I had just already told myself I would try to get on a late night with them when I figure everybody would just be on their last legs, and maybe needing something to mix it up a little bit. So, Jamie, what time zone are you in though?
She fell asleep at 3 a.m. You were still doing the unscramble game.
But I'm wondering if she's in a different time zone, and maybe I really was up later than I thought. I just thought I remembered it being 2:00.
Oh, okay. I see what you're getting at now.
So
Yeah.
if she's on the East Coast, or if she's east enough of here to be an hour ahead, that it might.
All that. I know what my time zone is, and I'm good to keep up with that. So. 2 11-hour streams, and then 1 over 2 hours for the last part. I got you. Yeah, because I know I left it running when I was going off, and then I come back and it had shut down. I said, I thought they was going 24 hours. Sure, it hadn't been 24 hours, and I cut it back on. I said, well, they had to redo it. And
yeah, I think there's a limit. I think there's a limit to what you can upload.
Yeah, I guess I have no clue.
Okay, yeah, so it was 2 then, Jamie. You're just an hour ahead of us here.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time. But that was a pretty fun game you had going on last night. I know Shane and Tasha. Is it Tasha or Tasha?
Well, I call her Tasha.
Tasha?
That's what I call her. I hope that's right.
All right, Tasha. Tell me which one's right. Number 1 or number 2? Tasha, number 1, or Tasha, number 2? Because you know me, I want to get it right. I never call anybody by the wrong name.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
You can work on that, little mascot.
I need what? You need a little cat mascot.
Yeah, well, we were just looking at that. Yeah, you designer people out there, somebody make us up a little cat with some bling on it.
Kathy is right. Tasha. Did you say Tasha?
I said Tasha.
You said Tasha?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's Tasha.
No, she said you were right.
Tasha. Okay. Yeah.
You said you were right.
Okay.
Well, I'll be. But that game you had going on last night, I like stuff like that. It keeps it interesting. I know Shane and Tasha, they probably appreciated having somebody come in with something to do.
Well, those are just, I think that kind of stuff is just always fun when you have a group of people. You know.
Well, you had never been, you hadn't ever been on live. Did you go on one today? I didn't catch it.
Well, I mean, I've popped in and out of people's lives before, but never to like help with it.
Right.
I just got on last night and I could, just feel like maybe it was getting a little quieter. So I thought, okay, let's see. I'm going to think of what would I do if I had like a bunch of friends over and there wasn't enough going on. What would we do? So since we couldn't play a card game or something, I thought, well,
I still don't know how to do all that you were doing. Like, well, I guess you had a different screen. You was looking it up on.
Yeah, I was working off of 2 desktops. So
I still don't know how to share the thing and make other people's videos come up and do the giveaway stuff. And I don't know. One day I'll learn it, but I don't know when. It'll be sometime down the road.
Jen's here. Hey, Jen.
Did she ever pop up on the screen with y'all after I left?
I didn't see her come up. So unless it was after I left.
I was hoping she'd come up when I was up. I like just to watch her. She's very subtle, she's not loud like I am, but she's very witty.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Hey, Tuber Chat.
Her face tells a lot when she's not even talking. Hey, Kevin. Y'all look, Kevin at Tuber Chat's here.
Kevin, that's his name. I can't ever remember names either. I'm horrible. I'm terrible at all this kind of stuff. I seen Squirrel come in the house.
Hey, Squirrel.
Squirrel came in and they not Chris and Larry. I'm sorry, my brain went dead. Devil Dog was in here. That's who I was.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not Devil Dog either. Hold on just a second. I'll get it right here in just a second. Kettle Kitchen, Tony.
Oh, I haven't seen him tonight.
No, he's not in here right now. Mitchell from Hendrickson Farm, and Dale from 9 Acres Homestead, I guess.
Yeah.
What'd you call it?
9 Acres Family Farm.
9 Acres Family Farm. Well, I knew if I said homestead, I'd get close. So, farm something anyway. They have a collaboration going on. It's going to be the whole month of September, and they got 60 channels, and they said something about adding bonus channels and so forth and so on. They've asked me to be a part of it for some reason. I have no clue, but I'm proud to do it. It's like a barbecue, an outside end of the year barbecue.
Last chance cook off. I just put a hashtag up.
Last chance cook off. That's it. That's it. And
Devil Dog.
They had their thing on yesterday. I get everybody so mixed up. I watch this live, or I watch that live, and watch these people and see their video. I just get them all mixed up.
We just had a RichKat jump up on the printer. Hey, Brutus, come here. Come here, Brutus. Come here. Come say hi. Hey, Eddie, Richard is a Marine. Richard served in the Marine Corps.
Well, we appreciate your service, Richard. There's also right here, Jesse put it up in October at the Bourbon County Fairgrounds, Fort Scott, Texas. There's going to be details to follow from Gather Together Homestead. They're getting a get together that weekend, and Mitchell's breaking in his tights. If y'all don't know what that's talking about, I think he is supposed to wear yoga pants for his 500. I think it's 500 subscriber.
Yeah. And he's doing that one day next week, I think. He just wanted to be sure the numbers stayed. You know, sometimes YouTube will take subscribers away from you.
Right. Yeah.
Well, if you haven't subscribed to Hendrickson Family Farms yet, go do it to help cushion that number and keep it where it is.
Right. Interested, there's a meetup in East Texas on September 23rd, 24th, and 25th, Pine Cone Fest, and you can check that video out. There's another one too. I don't know if he put it on here or not. In September the 10th, he may have put it on. I just missed it. September 10th in Kentucky, and for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the place right now, but Grand Rivers or something. Is it Grand Rivers? Grand Rivers, Kentucky. It's a picnic. It's on Saturday, and they got quite a few folks going to it right now. Me and Blinda's already got us a room up there, and so we're going to go and meet some YouTube folks, and I'm looking forward to it. They may not be looking forward to seeing me, but I look forward to seeing them. Hey, Lashes.
Nobody wants to see that.
Well,
and then Gather Together. Oh, and also, so Gather Together, Pathways and 9 Acre. I think this is who's doing it. Have the sustainability get together up in Fort Scott, Kansas, coming up October 1st, I think.
He had that on here a while ago, I thought.
Yeah, they'll have a big get together up there.
Let's see. It's the growing toward.
Yeah, there it is.
First. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Rich, I appreciate you. I know you you said you had some kids or something coming over, but I appreciate you coming in and speaking to us. And Jesus Loving Homesteader, how in the world are y'all? There's Carmen or Nathan and Carmen. Normally, when it's Jesus Loving Homesteader, I think it's Carmen. I hope I say the name right. And then Nathan has a different thing. There's Jesus Loving Homestead. Yeah. We've got to get all that. Kathy, I'm the slowest person in the world when it comes to getting stuff done. I am. I think we made a logo one time, didn't we? But I don't know what. It's not impressive. Yeah, it didn't impress us, so we didn't figure to impress anybody else. But
we don't have anything fancy. I'm learning how to do graphic stuff. I've got a nice little set of apps and stuff on the computer, but I just don't have a whole lot of time to play with stuff like that. So
Jamie's going to Kentucky. We'll see you there, Jamie. Look forward to it. I am. I'm really looking forward. And look, Stephen, and don't nobody laugh, but Stephen is going to do like the karaoke thing. He has a dance on Friday, Saturday night. Something. It's one of them. Sometimes it's whatever. And they go out and they dance, and it's a family-friendly place, where they dance. And anyway, when they go someplace, they always bring their music, and they have a list, where people dance by. And I told him me and Blinda was going to learn how to dance. Blinda's not sure anymore.
Well, one of Richard's co-workers and his wife have started a square dance class. They've been going to square dance classes for a few months now.
A square dance?
Uh-huh.
I remember when I was in school, in elementary school or something like that they made us learn how to square dance.
Yeah, we had to do it's part of PE.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they make them do that anymore.
I'm sure I don't even know if kids take PE anymore.
I don't know. Well, we lived in Tennessee at the time, and so I just figured it was a Tennessee thing. Y'all had it too here in Mississippi? Okay, I guess
I would have been here in Texas at the time, so back in the old days.
Yeah, back in the old days. Easy now, easy. Now, Kathy, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, I just found your channel not too long back, and I've just watched most of your more recent videos. And I'm going to tell you something. A lot of times when I see a new channel on a live or something like that, if I subscribe to them, I try and go ahead and watch at least one video, maybe two videos, so to stick, so I'll know to go back and I can keep up with it or whatever. And I'm sure I didn't go back to look, but I'm sure that's what I've done because that's generally what I do. Hey, Terry, I guess it's Terry. It's either Terry or Mike. I appreciate you coming in. But anyway, and a lot of times, if I'm not real familiar with the channel, I'll go back and I'll look at their very beginning, when they started, how long they've been doing it. And I'll just be honest with you, Kathy, I got tied up the last couple of days since I got in touch with you, and I did not go back. How long have y'all been doing that?
Well, I posted my first video March the 6th of last year, and it was just a little 30-second capture from our duck and goose pen. We had a goose sitting on duck eggs for us. She was too young for me to let her hatch her own goose eggs. So, but the ducks all lay eggs in the same nest together. So a whole bunch of girls will just all lay eggs together. And she decided she wanted to brood. So she hatched 6 ducklings for us. So that was my first video. It was just a little 30-second. We have the smart cams out in the pen. We've got cameras all around the property, and I can record, little snips from those cameras. So March the 6th last year was my very first video. I've had a YouTube account for a long time, but
right,
never really was interested in starting a channel until last year.
What made you decide? I mean, this is the standard question that most people get asked. What made you start to want to try and start doing all that?
Well, we've had a Facebook page. We have a family business, and we tend to people's animals, horses, dogs, stuff like that if they go away out of town. And we board dogs here at the house. And so I was always putting videos up on the Facebook page just of our little adventures with all the animals. And every now and then someone would say to me, y'all should have a YouTube channel. And I that was very daunting. I thought, I don't know anything about that. I don't have time for that. But then I just got, excited about growing our little business. And I actually wanted to generate more traffic to our Facebook page. I thought that's what I needed to do so we could grow our business. And so I posted the little video there thinking, at least if I have people coming across a video on YouTube that will come to the Facebook page, then they'll see, oh, look, these people take care of animals. And Richard likes to do, yard work, stuff like that. And it didn't really have a boost. It didn't, I guess, because YouTube, it's not people living in your town. The they'll see your video there, but they don't live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So it really didn't drive a lot more traffic to our family business. But I posted my first little video and thought, well, this is kind of fun. This is just kind of fun. And now I have this way that forever I'm going to have these memories and things shared, and I can go back and look, or when I'm long gone, somebody can go back and look at all of it. And it just grew from there. So we had been raising ducks and geese at that point for probably 5 or 6 years. And we lost a lot of birds early on because I just really didn't know a lot about what they need to eat and, just how to keep them healthy. Because a duck can live 30 years if it's got, the right diet and the right environment. And I'm sure
I would have never known that.
I would never have known that either. But just as I've learned things over the years, I realize how many people don't know that, and so it's kind of become accepted that you're going to get a duck and then 2 or 3 years later it's just going to pass, and people think that just means they only live 2 or 3 years. So our oldest duck right now, she's about 6.5. She's the first one we got. So knock on wood, the things I've learned have helped. But we've lost a lot of ducks, and of course I could go back after the fact and realize, wow, protein was way too high, or I wasn't supplementing them with the right kind of fruits and vegetables and things. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to use my channel to just start sharing what I've learned about raising waterfowl, because they're sweet little pets. And our girls, it's kind of hot now, so they're not laying as many eggs as they do other times of the year.
Right.
But during the peak laying seasons, I mean, they'll give us, 16, 18 eggs a day, which is more than we can ever eat. I cook for the dogs, so I use the eggs in the dog food, and then we donate eggs to Good Shepherd Rescue. We do German Shepherd Rescue, or we've done German Shepherd Rescue work with Good Shepherd Rescue of Texas. And so it's just a nice way to share. It's just a nice way to share. And so I do feel like the YouTube channel has brought more people there who want to learn about. I know some of my duck care videos, seem to have gotten a lot of views, and people must be interested in it. So, and then I just thought, again, we've got lots of animals. We have a lot of just blessings that come from having these, animals around. So why not let people live vicariously through us if they don't have some acreage and some horses?
Now, you said you're up in the Dallas-Fort Worth area?
Uh-huh. Close to Fort Worth, yeah.
Okay. I don't know how far. I know Texas is a big place, and people say live up next to Fort Worth or Dallas. That could be an hour or 2 hours away,
Right.
But I think that Jesus Loving Homestead, they're from that area.
Okay. And Multi-Hunter's just a couple of hours from us.
Multi-Hunter.
Byron up at 12 Stones is just another hour and a half or so from us. So I've been tickled to meet so many channels just in the little chats and things I visit and the live streams I visit that really are right here close enough to us that, we're neighbors.
Bland's Promised Land Ranch, you know them?
I don't.
They're in that area too. You need to write that down and go check them out.
Jesse, can you post me a link for that? Is Jesse still in here?
Yeah, he just said Donald Duck turned 88 years old, or is 88 years old.
Wow.
So
what is your shirt? Somebody says they like your shirt. I just saw that.
NYPD, Richard's shirt.
I think that's probably, did we get that when we were there?
Yeah.
The one vacation we've taken, I mean, we've gone camping and stuff where we can take the dogs, but the one and only vacation we've taken since we moved to this property, we went to New York 3 summers ago. And a friend of ours, we know her through the German Shepherd Rescue. So she came and just stayed at the house. She came over several times, in the weeks and months leading up to the trip so she could learn about taking care of the horses, because that was new to her. But other animals, it was just a no-brainer. She's got as much or more experience around the dogs as we do. So she stayed here and we went to New York. We spent about 10 days away, and That's one of what we brought back. Richard got a shirt. I think I have a New York Fire Department shirt.
Okay. Brenda from Redbird Farms said that Shannon, Journey Along with Shannon, is from that area too, if you know her.
I'm going to put a Bland's Promised Land video in my watch later so that I'll remember to.
You'll like them. They have their lives on Thursday night at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And it goes from 8 to 10 generally. The first hour is just them talking, and then at 9 o'clock they'll have a guest. And that could change obviously, but that's Central Time. Okay. But they're in your area somewhere over there. Like I said, it's I know they're not too far from Carmen at Jesus Loving Homestead. So
okay. Thursday at 8 for Bland's. Okay. And thanks for the link, Jesse. Do you have Shannon's link too?
Yeah, Journey Along with Shannon.
Isn't Jesse here in Texas?
Jesse's in Houston, or south of Houston.
Yeah. So that's like 4 hours from here.
Yeah. Brenda put Shannon's link up there.
All right. Let me check that out. I'm going to put a video on my watch list so I can check her out.
You'll like Shannon. Shannon's sweet. I tell you what, she had a video then, and Shannon is she's just super nice. A very, very nice person. She had a video out. I don't know if it was today or a day or two ago. But anyway, and she's a little bit upset. Somebody must have been rude to her or something. And I told her, look, if anybody gives her any trouble, just let me know, and I'll get Jesse on him. Whoever it is, I get Jesse on him. He knows the guy.
Oh, I don't know where Golden is. Where's Golden, Texas?
I don't know.
Oh, that's a new one. Every now and then we come across some little town we never heard of.
There's no telling over there. Hey, Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Good to see you. You still over in where at Wyoming? Is it Wyoming that you was at? Was she in Wyoming? You don't know, do you?
Hey, Grace and Fire.
Got Glinda from Grace and Fire. I topped in on your mama's show right when they was closing out this morning, and I gotta hit these things, hit and miss a lot of times. I'll work outside or whatever, and I'll come in, I'll throw it on while I cool off, and I'll see who's on. You're in Oregon now. Okay. I got you. And Devil Dog, he said he's actually in Dayton.
Well, that's down near Houston too, isn't it?
Yeah. That's down below.
Down
what am I looking at?
There was one that said Rhonda and somebody that's in Texas.
Tom and Rhonda are from Texas at home with. There's a lot of folks from Texas. Cody, Hog Deer 79. Yeah, he's from Texas, and Cody's a good guy too. I like him. He's a real nice guy. He does taxidermy.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's extremely interesting. But
does he have videos about that?
Yeah. He'll do live sometimes where he's actually doing a deer mount, and he just talks to everybody while he's doing it. And
Pineapple's in Texas. Where are you in Texas?
Pineapple, that's right. Pineapple's in Texas. She's in Oregon right now, but just visiting. But she lives in Texas. Where do you live, Pineapple? I was thinking you was down close to Jesse, but I may be wrong.
Oh, she's here.
Oh no, she's Dallas.
Yeah. So we're definitely neighbors. I met another channel in Kevin's Tuber chat. The channel name is Mind Forked. So of course I was super intrigued by that name. I thought, what is that? And that's a neat little channel because I like aliens and UFO stuff, and she covers things like that, and she's in Dallas. So I've been real tickled to meet people that live close by.
Carmen,
y'all should put some questions for Richard in the chat.
No, I'm good.
And make it.
We won't put you on the spot, Richard. I want you to come back sometime. So I don't want to run you off too far.
I can tell you, I was born in Dallas. I grew up in Arlington, though, which is right about midway between Dallas and Fort Worth. And Richard's from from Cleburne, down south of Fort Worth, down toward Burleson. Or
I hadn't. Blinda's been over there a time or two. They had a youth thing that they have every year, and
Grapevine.
Yeah, that's a
Grapevine?
neighbor, a little neighbor town here. That 4 or 5 miles east of us.
yeah, downtown Dallas.
Uh-huh.
I try my best to stay out of them big cities. It makes me nervous.
Yeah.
Getting around. I can't drive in it.
I started to say I don't mind if there was some other way to get to some places without having to drive there. I wouldn't mind it, but I don't like having to drive anymore. When our youngest grandbaby was born in March this year, I was, obviously so excited, and I was going to make the drive the day he was born, go meet him, and then I realized, oh my gosh, I got to get on the highway, and then I've got to get on the highway back in the dark to come home, and it almost took some of the fun out of it. While I was there, of course, I didn't think about that at all, but it just, I'll catch myself clenching my teeth even. I just don't like to.
Oh, yeah.
If I'm going on a road trip, if I don't have to be any place by a certain time and seeing the sights along the way, then I don't mind driving. But if I'm, fighting traffic to get to Dallas or Fort Worth, I don't like it. There doesn't seem to be any time of the day anymore around here where there's not a lot of traffic. And
I think I'd have to get used to it, but I done got so used to not having traffic that whenever I go through a medium-sized town, I got my fingerprints in the steering wheel. Huh? Yeah, I need to let Blinda. Blinda's not scared to go anywhere.
yeah, Richard's not.
Yeah, Blinda will go wherever, anywhere. It don't matter. It could have 8 lanes of traffic going one way, and she's fine.
Yeah, Richard doesn't care. We've got our little street is a 2-lane road. It's just a little, no lines, just a little 2-lane road. And everything I need to do, I can go to the grocery store and the bank, and everything is within like a mile. Everything is, we've got some land here, but we're still right close to where I just turn around the corner and there's the big street, and everything I need is right there. But
there's Ann Dale. Good to see you, Ann Dale. And Nick from AZ Highland Homestead come in, and I wanted to tell him hello. Nick is from Arizona, and he's a friend of mine. I like Nick. He was one of the first ones I met, and he helped me early on and pushed my channel. He was just very, very nice, and I always like to mention Nick because he's my buddy.
Yeah, Chris at Chris and Larry's was the first channel I met here that encouraged me, whether she realizes it or not. We met online through a Facebook group, and I don't remember what the little post was about, but she checked out the channel and subscribed to the channel and just gave me, some encouragement. And then I started watching her channel and just seeing, okay, yeah, what kind of stuff can you share? What do people want to see? And I thought, okay, this is not rocket science. This is they're just living their lives and letting people join on the ride. So I don't have to get all fancy about it and come up with some idea that nobody's ever heard of before. And it really seemed to just kind of help me relax with it and figure, okay, now I do a lot of recording every day. Like I always have my phone with me. I don't have a camera. I just record with my phone. And I'm sure I throw out more than I use.
Yeah.
Because I'm just recording, especially when it's animal related, because I don't know when they're going to do something that might be fun or interesting.
Oh, yeah. You never know when you might run into a snake or something, huh?
That's right. That's right. Oh, and there have been plenty of times that I'll come across a snake and I don't have my phone with me for whatever reason that time. And then I go back to get my phone, and then he's long gone by the time I come back out. So
thank you, Nick. Yeah, I just seen the video about your snake that was in your, your chicken coop. And you had no fear whatsoever of getting that snake out and grabbing it and hauling it off. And
oh no, they're way more afraid of us than we are of them. See, and I've been bitten last summer.
Right there, I'd probably disagree with you. I don't know if they're more afraid of me than I am of them.
Oh, okay. Right. For me, I know they're more afraid of me than I am of them. and one last summer that I had to relocate bit me. It's the first time I've only been bitten, but I would not even have known that I'd been bitten if there weren't a couple of little blood spots on my hand. I didn't feel it at all, but I guess their teeth are just sharp enough that he just poked a couple of little holes.
My brain tells me that they're not venomous. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, the ones I handle, you would not catch me ever picking up a venomous snake. But so far, we've been lucky and we have not seen any venomous snakes around here.
Really, we have them around here. We have, which we hadn't had any rattlesnake in our yard. We've had them on the road, and we got a little patch of woods by us, and they used to cross there a good bit. I hadn't seen any this year, I don't think. No, I hadn't seen no copperheads here. We normally see copperheads. We have to kill one or two every year, and
yeah, we haven't seen copperheads or rattlesnakes here. The last time I saw a rattlesnake, we were in Clayton, New Mexico, at the state park up there. We used to go every summer for the Perseid meteor shower. That was like our primary vacation camping trip, because camping just a little easier to get away. And we went to Clayton, New Mexico, and I got up in the night to go to the bathroom. Fortunately, I had a flashlight with me. So I'm kind of skimming the ground as I'm going, and there's this big old rattlesnake just laying on the pavement of the roadway before you get to the bathroom. He wasn't bothering anybody. I'm sure he was just digesting his food or getting warm on the pavement. And I thought, wow, that's how that happens. You're just walking along, and if you don't have a flashlight or you're barefoot or and you spook them, then you're going to pay for it later. So I try to keep my eyes open here. I don't want to be spooked, because sometimes in the course of getting spooked by something, that's when something bad's going to happen, because then you're going to react and you're going to scare the animal. It's the same thing with the spiders here. I try to just be calm and do whatever.
I've seen you with them spiders, Kathy. I don't know what it is with snakes and spiders, and
they're just,
I don't like either one of those.
Beautiful creatures. I just look at them and think, when God was making stuff, then did he think, oh, you know what? I don't have anything with 8 legs yet. Let's do that. Or you know what? I don't have anything with no legs yet. I'm going to do that. Let's do something with no legs, but let's put all kinds of decorations on his skin. And I just look at them and think, wow. Because I mean, even the spiders that we have here, I'll even see the same kind of spider, several different places, different sizes, but they look so different. Their colors and their patterns and stuff are so different. And I get real excited if I come across one that I don't know what it is. I know which ones I need to avoid, so that's good. So it's like the snakes. If I absolutely don't know what it is, I'm a little more careful, but I just can't help myself. And I was a 100% tomboy growing up. And anything that would be still long enough for me to pick it up, I picked it up. I couldn't help myself. I wanted to study things. I wanted to,
My brother was like that. My oldest brother, he always had some kind of animal, and he was good. Even as a child, he would take something that would be hurt, maybe an animal that had a broke leg or a broke wing, and he could fix it. We've had possums, we've had coons, we had an owl, we had hawks, we've had there's no telling how many mockingbirds and robins and pigeons, and he was just good at that, and I'm not. I guess he got all of it because it didn't come to me, but
me and my sister, my sister is 11 months younger than I am, so we really don't have any memories that we're not both in. And this was again back in the old days, and we just lived outside. We were just always outside. I'm sure my mother was glad too that we were just always outside, because then she had a little peace and quiet. And so we were just, we would be out looking for stuff. I can remember when we were little, we lived in Mesquite, Texas, and there was a railroad track behind our house, and there were always tarantulas back there. And my mother just used to be just stressed out all the time, because we'd come up holding a tarantula, or we'd go in the house and we would want a jar so we could catch something. And she just would shake her head. And I was never bitten, or I got stung by a wasp one time when I was a kid. And it wasn't because I was messing with wasps. I just happened to walk by. I didn't even know there were wasps there. And he stung me on the finger. I didn't even realize it was there.
Hey, Dave.
And I've got a video coming out a couple of weeks from now. I mean, I uploaded it already, but I'm trying to do these little series of videos. So I'm starting a new series just for little short videos. The first one will come out next Thursday. And then I've got another one that'll come out the Thursday after that. And then the one that's 2 Thursdays away, we rescued a little cottontail baby bunny in the backyard 4 or 5 years ago. And it's the video of the day that we released him after we rehabbed him here. And so, yeah, if I can get a hold of stuff. I'm always sad when the possums around here, they won't let me pick them up. They'll climb.
My brother got a female one time that had got run over or something, and I don't know, but it had the babies in it.
And
he took the babies and he raised them. And
yeah,
I mean, even possums are cute when they're babies.
Oh yeah.
And I ain't too much on them possums either. They stink.
I just love it. Anytime I see a little creature like that, I just feel like, they know they can come here and they can be safe, and we're not knee jerk, just kill it, or
right.
If it's not hurting anything, I think they all have a job to do, and none of them have ever bothered the ducks. That would be my big concern. We've lost ducks to hawks and a bobcat here. Not a whole lot I could do about that. And no, I would not be, the kind to go out and try to interact with those things. But
I won't kill something that's, like spiders and stuff, which if they get too bad, I'm going to get them away from the house. I just don't like them. I mean, they can overrun you if you're not careful. But like the black widow spider, you showed the black widow spider the other day. I'm not keeping a black widow spider around. I'm just not.
Well, for us, we don't even have nearly as many spiders as we used to have because the ducks will eat them.
Will they?
If they see it.
Let's get some ducks.
If they will eat any kind of bug, anything that'll fit down their throats, they will eat.
Well, I got a 5-year-old granddaughter that is not afraid to pick up anything. And I just know she'll pick up a black widow. She'll pick up a copperhead. She'll pick up.
My son Ty, the first time he came to me, and I don't remember. I don't remember what it was he brought to me, but it was something I didn't even know what it was. And I said to him, you can pick up anything you want, but you need to come and let me look first so I can tell you if it's safe. And this is from the time he was, 2 and 3 years old. He would just catch anything and come walking up with it in his hand and say, "Look what I've got."
Well, you see, I can tell my little granddaughter that, but she don't listen. She's going to grab it. She'll say, "Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, Pop, whatever." And then she goes right ahead and does what she wants to do. So if I see one, it's not staying around here.
Well, and then also in that video, you said talking about that black widow. So I didn't realize when I saw that spider that day at the time, I did not realize it was a black widow spider. It was not real big. It didn't have the red hourglass. So I didn't make the connection. And then when I went back in to put the video together, to look at the video that I recorded, then I saw the little white mark and realized, wow, there I was right there. But you can see in the video, he didn't come after me. Right. I'm putting my finger to try and let people see his size. He just wanted to be on that hose, left alone, doing whatever he was doing, probably looking for a mate.
Yeah.
The males, when they're out like that, a lot of times.
Most of them don't. Most of them, even the snakes, which there are some aggressive snakes that, but most of the time they just want to be left alone. And you get bit whenever you get too close or you step on them or something like that. But I mean, we got them rattlesnakes and stuff, and you never hardly ever see them.
We had family once upon a time that had some property down in San Saba, Texas, and we would go down there for Thanksgiving. And I can't even tell you how many times, we'd be walking out of the house to go someplace. The guys would always go deer hunting, stuff like that. So there was always a lot of going in and out of the house. And we'd step off of the porch and walk wherever we go and then turn around and look and realize we just stepped right over a big old rattlesnake.
Ooh.
sitting there in
Woo,
the
give me the gizzy.
but they never even responded. I think their first instinct is still when they can to just lay low and play dumb, like maybe nobody will notice them. So
that's what they say, especially with the at least the kind around here, the rattlesnakes. We had a rattlesnake up at the camp. We go to a camp, and every Easter we go for a week up there. Some people from Indiana come down, and people from Mississippi, Louisiana, and a bunch of us get together up there, and we always have a big fire. And they had drug a log out of the woods. It had a hole right in the middle of it, and drug it up onto the fire. It burned there, I kid you not, probably 6-7 hours. It's a big log, and we just had the fire going around, and it was starting to burn through it, and finally get in. And somebody said that they thought they saw something move on the end of the log, and it was getting close to dark, and went down there and looked. It was a rattlesnake that had been in that log, the entire time.
Wondering why it was getting so hot all of a sudden.
I guess it probably wasn't directly on the fire. Probably had, where the log was off the fire. But I guess it started getting hot enough that it wanted to poke its head out, and we had a bunch of people around, and we wasn't having no rattlesnake come. That's all one and only one I've ever seen up there. We've seen quite a few down here, but never have seen that many up there.
Well, there's lots of times I tell myself that probably when it's my time to go, that's probably what it's going to be. I'm going to be out baby talking some kind of wild animal, and then I'm going to be stung or bitten or whatever, and then get some sort of horrible infection, and that's going to be what does me in, because it's just such a daily occurrence around here.
I hadn't got that hungry, Andrea. I just hadn't got that hungry, Andrea. Hungry.
Angry. Yeah, I've never eaten snake. I've never tasted snake meat.
I hadn't either. Them Texas folk, now you should have tasted rattlesnake sometime in your life.
Well, and I say that we might have been to the fair or something. We go to the fair and you can try all kinds of stuff. Because the first time I ever had fried alligator, I think, was at the fair. So
hey,
maybe I have had fried snake and I just don't know.
She's Texas too.
Yep. Oh, that's right. She's down southeast Texas, I think. Is that right, Gwen?
I can't remember. I get all y'all mixed up. I get all y'all Texans. It's like a different country over there.
There used to be a little website.
I would too, Dave.
I wouldn't remember the name. But there was a website where you could go in and type in like your city, and it would put a little pin. And so all your friends could all go to this website, this map, type in where they live, and it would put a little pin, and then you could see on this map where everybody was. And I just don't remember. I'm sure if I just ran a search, I could find a thing that did that.
I'm not that good at finding those kind of things. Like that thing you had last night, I've never known I wouldn't know where to go to find all them questions. And
I just Googled trivia questions, game questions, I think.
I do good to turn the thing on. Turn it on and get on. Every time I get on a live, I'm surprised that it actually worked. I'm like,
well, this StreamYard thing is pretty easy to do.
Yeah, that's probably the only reason I can do it.
I was surprised at how easy that is to do.
I did try raw black snake during U.S. Army jungle training. I think I would rather eat leaf.
Raw snake. Yeah, I don't do a lot of raw. I've had sushi, but it's not something I go out looking to get.
I went to a Chinese restaurant with a friend of mine. Did I get you? I'm sorry. I thought I stepped on her toe. It's been several years ago. He said, "Have you ever had sushi?" I said, "No, I've never had sushi. I'm not planning on eating no sushi." And he said, "Oh, come on, man. You got to try it. You got to try it." I said, "Well, I'll get one." And he said, "Let me get it for you." He got me one. He said, "Now taste it." He said, "You got to put the whole thing in your mouth." Apparently, that's the thing with sushi. You can't cut it, and you got to put the whole thing in your mouth. I don't know nothing about it.
Like an oyster.
Yeah. And I said, well, what kind is it? He said, I'll let you know after you eat it. He said, I want you to eat it first so you're not, Well, I put it in my mouth. And about the time I put it in my mouth, it didn't taste right to me, but he said it was eel.
Eel?
Eel, E-E-L. Yeah, eel. And I'm like, I literally could not chew it up. It just kept growing.
Knowing what it was? Is it because you knew what it was?
Probably so. Probably so. But I literally, I could not force myself to swallow it.
I've only eaten eel one time, but it was in South America, and it literally had been caught in the ocean right there by where the restaurant was before it was cooked up and served to us. And I remember liking it. I just don't remember. Now, taste-wise, I don't remember thinking there was anything that was unpleasant about it. But it was cooked. It wasn't sushi. It wasn't raw sushi eel.
Saw Oreos on the dessert point. Eel doesn't expand. It does when I eat it, Andrea.
Eel is bait, Dave says.
Yeah, yeah.
And when I was in the UK too, my whole life heard about how awful haggis is. But I think it's because people get a hang up about what it is and how it's cooked.
I don't know what that is.
Man, I'm not gonna. It's. I remember thinking that when I saw it, it's like a hash, meats and maybe potatoes and vegetables and stuff, but it's cooked inside of a sheep's stomach. And then they serve it to you like they bring out, I think, the little sheep's stomach and you cut it open.
Hog maw? What do you call it?
Sheep guts. Haggis.
Haggis?
It was delicious.
Something called hog maw that's something similar to that?
It was delicious.
Sheep guts.
And part of it, so maybe part of it was because of where I was eating it. I was actually eating it in, I was in Ireland and Scotland, so I don't remember which place does haggis.
I don't think I would mind that so much. I mean, I eat sausage and, the case
that comes in a skin, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not, I don't think.
Stomach, a sheep
but
stomach.
I know I've caught eel. I don't know if it's the same kind of eel, but, fishing the river all my life, I've caught eel. And hold on just a second. We got the mod father cow.
Scottish, okay.
Got a consistent of sheep or cows.
Oh, so it's organ meat. Okay. I just knew it was some kind of meat, and then I thought it had some sort of, maybe they served it with some sort of potatoes or something. It was very tasty. The seasoning in it was delicious. It's illegal in the U.S. What's up with that?
You can't get this kind of information anywhere else.
But from Jesse.
That's right. Jesse is the man.
It was good. Just trust me, it was very tasty.
What?
First time I ever had a Guinness was also in the UK. I thought I can't go to.
You're saying it's illegal.
Yeah, I saw that too.
In the United States. That makes me want to try it now.
Hey, Vineyard Chicks.
Vineyard Chicks? Where's the Vineyard Chick at? There they are. Hey there, Vineyard Chicks. Good to see you. I don't know which one of you it is, but good to see you. Probably.
I wonder why. Why would they ban a food?
I don't know.
Weird.
Mountain oysters. No, I ain't trying no mountain oysters either. This conversation is going way off course.
Is this what you had on your agenda for tonight?
I'll tell you later. I'll tell you what a mountain oyster.
Richard's super picky. He's a very, very picky eater. He is a meat and potatoes man, and he'll eat corn.
Fish.
Yep. That's funny. He does like fish, which a lot of people that are as picky as he is that I've met, they don't even like fish. They won't eat seafood, but he loves seafood. But some dishes that I cook that I grew up learning to cook, my grandmother taught me. I have to wait until we're going to have company over to cook it. Otherwise, it's just me eating it, and I don't know how to cook. Really, I'm getting better at learning how to just cook for the two of us. But I had 4 kids. I'm from a family where there were 4 kids, so everything we were taught to cook was for big groups of people, and so early on for us, I just learned the hard way. I either can't make this until people are going to come over and help me eat it, or I've got to figure out how how to make it a smaller batch. Otherwise, I eat it till I'm sick of eating it, and then I have to throw stuff out because we can't finish it.
Well, when we first got married, Blinda had 3 brothers, and of course her mom and dad, and she would have to cook, and so it was, if I done my math right, that's 6, right? And so when we got married, it was just 2 of us, and she would cook, and I mean it'd be a spread, and I was like, we'd have to eat it the whole week because it was so much of it. And then of course we had 4 kids and had to relearn, didn't we?
Now we're having to relearn again.
Now we're having to relearn again because they all moving out.
Yeah.
The
So I'm looking at what Chris has posted here about the 1971 ruling, and I don't get that. I don't know why any part of the animal should be wasted if it's edible. I don't know what there would be about lungs.
I don't either. I think you ought to be able to eat what you want.
Right. Well, those animals were put here for that.
That's right. I mean, it may not be good for you, but you still can eat it if you want.
Main ingredient.
Yeah, I don't do gizzard either, Gwen. I don't.
We've got all these researchers in the chat tonight. This is awesome. Usually I'm behind. Oh my gosh. So I feel like I should walk around with a notepad because all day long, every day, I'll hear something on the radio, or I'll an ad will pop up online if I'm looking at something, and I'll think, I need to look about that. Look at that. I need to read up on that. What is that? I've never heard of that. And then I get frustrated because I didn't write it down. And then the next day I'll think, what was that? What was that thing I wanted to learn about that I'd never heard of before? So this is nice. I have all these people just doing all this work in the chat.
I get the impression that that's the type of person that you are, that you've got to know. You're very inquisitive. You got to know if that spider's going to kill you or not.
I can't not know. And a lot of what I know is because just over the years when I didn't know what something was, then I got out the encyclopedias. And then when there was the internet, I get the internet and I'm looking at pictures. When the kids were little, kid you not, I had the phone numbers for the reptile house at the Fort Worth Zoo, and the entomology department at the University of Texas at Arlington. And so it was not unusual for me to make a phone call and say, hey, the kids just found this little spider. It's about this size. It's black with white spots on it. It looks like it's got green fang. I'm describing the spider, and they would say, oh yeah, that's a whatever. And then they would tell me if it's safe or not safe. And, or when we had, because the kids had a pet snake growing up. They had a big ball python. And I remember calling one time because the python started sneezing, which I didn't know snakes could sneeze, but he started sneezing. He had an upper respiratory infection, but they said, you don't necessarily have to take him to the vet. You need to put a heating pad under his tank, and you need to mist him, keep him moist. And sure enough, he got better. And then another time, he couldn't shed.
Wait a minute. We can't pass over a snake sneezing.
He sneezed.
You just walked right on past that like every day. Everybody hears a snake sneeze.
Well, now that I know they can do it, I don't even think about it. But at the time I didn't know. I thought, what is that? It sounded like a sneeze. It, not like a loud human sneeze, but he was definitely trying to sneeze something out of his nose.
Take chicken. Now I like chicken livers fried. I don't like beef liver, but I like chicken livers. Dave, a while ago, Dave Collier was saying we need to get the conversation steered around cake. Some kind of cake. Chocolate cake would be fine.
Jen, are we kindred spirits that I don't know about?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. So this, to me, it's a funny story now. I'm sure nobody thought it was funny at the time. But when I was in the 3rd grade, we lived in Jacksonville, Florida. We were there for 4 years when I was little. And to walk home, there was a big creek that, we knew there were snakes in the creek, but we were kids. We were invincible. And so we would cross through that creek to go home in the afternoons. And it was like a little adventure because there was a big drop off down into the creek, and you'd have to walk on this little narrow path with all these limbs and plants and things going over. We just felt like we were in the jungle every time. And so we would get to school like the next day. The principal would come on and say, I just want to remind you kids, we don't want to hear about anybody going through that creek to get home. You kids don't need to play in that creek. There's copperheads and all kinds of dangerous things in that creek. Like that was going to stop us. But I just still remember how fascinated we were that, we'd be walking along and then just a couple of feet. This is just the third grade.
Right.
And then just a couple of feet away. Oh yeah, look, there's a big old water moccasin right there. We thought it was so cool. Again, that's what's going to take me out one day. I'm going to be walking up to something going, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Look how pretty you are. And there I go.
Leanne just came in, so she did not hear that snakes can sneeze. And I just feel like that she needs to know that.
Well, this was long before I could have had a cell phone where I could have gone and recorded him. But I still remember when I called that snake house.
I got to look it up.
It sounds like my snake is sneezing. And they said, yes, it probably means he's got an upper respiratory infection.
I've got to look that up on YouTube. See if there's something on you. Somebody catching a snake sneezing.
I'm sure there are recordings of it now.
Oh yeah, somebody's got it. There's nothing that is hidden anymore.
Yeah. And then that same snake again, he had trouble shedding his skin one time that he was shedding. And it was blocking. It was starting to peel off, but it was blocking his nose. And so he was having some trouble breathing then. So, again, I called the snake house at the Fort Worth Zoo. And they told me, get a pair of tweezers, get some water, just rub some water on the spots where the scales are, where the skin is sticking, and then just gently peel away at it with those tweezers after you've got it good and moist. And he was.
Well, I tell you what, I have learned about sheep stomach.
Right. It's animal night at Chuck and Blinda.
Spiders, eels, sneezes, snakes. They don't have a diaphragm. We got Jesse now. Snakes cannot sneeze. They don't have a diaphragm. If your snake is exhaling air abruptly, 1, 2 things. She's hissing. She has a respiratory infection.
They told me it was a respiratory infection.
Yeah.
But all we had to do, they said, put the heating pad under the tank and mist. Keep the tank misted. Just a little squirt bottle. And
you're right, Dave. Lots of awesome
probably
things.
4 or 5 days, he was better.
Well, my son wanted to bring home a snake one time, and I said no. I'm not having snakes in my house. He's had geckos. He's had fish, and I don't really know what all he's had, to be honest. He's probably had stuff I don't know about, but I do the line when it comes to snakes.
I will. Yeah, I'll show y'all. Let me introduce y'all to somebody that's behind me here. So you saw Brutus. That's our big Maine Coon cat. He doesn't know he's a cat. I'll get somebody else and let y'all see somebody else.
Oh goodness! Do I want to see this?
Oh yeah, she's cute.
Yeah, but your definition of cute and mine are two different things. We got two different dictionaries. Yeah, it's a big tank. I'm just glad there's a screen between us that it can't come through the screen. Oh, well, shoot! I thought you was gonna get some kind of snake or something.
No, this is Yancey. This is our big red-eared slider girl.
Oh. Yeah, Paul, my son was wanting one of those.
Say hi, Yancey.
Does Blinda have laryngitis? Do you have laryngitis? No, she don't have laryngitis. She just don't. When Blinda says something, it's usually something worth saying. I can just talk and talk without.
I could be the only one in the room, and there's a great conversation going on.
Yeah, I'm not encumbered by having my thoughts or my words go through my brain. Blinda, she has to worry about all that.
Maybe that's true for Richard too. So we've had Yancey here since she was about big around as a silver dollar. And she turned 5 years old, like at the end of March this year.
I seen a video, a guy, he would take the little turtles when they were little and raise them and put them in, I think it was in his pond, or it might have been a river or something. Anyway, they would come back every evening and he would feed them. He had them named. It was several of them and he knew which ones were aggressive, which ones were nice and calm. And, but he had the turtles trained to come back up to the bank whenever he done something. They would all come back up.
And if anybody comes into the living room, she goes to the end of the tank and she's begging at the glass, pawing on the glass because she wants somebody to feed her.
Found it still alive.
So I say sometimes the only things I still need, I need a pet snake and I need a tarantula. And then my little collection would be complete.
You have your own little house of horrors there, wouldn't you?
My little menagerie.
My son came home, my oldest son, he's unmarried now. One day he was coming home from baseball practice and he pulled up in his truck. He said, Daddy, I found the oddest looking turtle. I said, what in the world? I kind of knew what it was. And he had it in the back of his truck. It was probably, I don't know, that big around. It was a pretty good little size. It was a gopher turtle.
Oh, yeah.
It's highly illegal to mess with those things.
I think they're tortoises.
Whatever they are, I know it's highly illegal to fool with them.
Yeah.
Over here. He had picked it up off the side of the road, brought it to the house. And I was like, son, where did you get that? He told me where it got. I said, now drive right back there and put it in the exact spot that you got it. And don't tell nobody that you.
She was cute, though, wasn't she? So I see this comment. She's cute, Kathy says, and we're all holding our breath. But she was cute. Didn't y'all think she was cute? I just think she's precious. And we let her out. I mean, she'll get out and she'll just walk all around the house and the cats follow her around. And she just.
I don't know where that comment was. It just went right on by me, Kathy, because which most of them do. I'm just proud that you're here to keep up with the chat.
I'm trying, but look, see, like a whole lot of people. The last thing I saw before I got up that I remember seeing was when Jesse was telling us about snakes sneezing, and I see Leanne is here. Yeah, Leanne. Now, so rats are super fun little pets. They're super smart. We convinced my biology 2 teacher my senior year of high school to let us get rats for the classroom. We told her we wanted one of the parents to be albino and the other parent to not be albino because we wanted to do studies on the percentage of babies that were born, which is not. We just wanted rats in the classroom. And so when the rats then were all born, like we could just put them up on our shoulder, and like the teacher would say, yeah, I need somebody to take this to the principal's office for me, or can you go to Miss So-and-so's room and blah, blah, blah. And we just put the rat on our shoulder. We just walk all around the halls in the school. Mm-hmm. And it was my class right after my lunch. And so I would always bring back anyone that had lunch before that class. We would always bring back, French fries or some little snack left over from our lunch. And the rats they were like little dogs.
I don't care for them either, Gary. I don't care.
Oh, they were such fun little kids.
Kathy's into snakes, rats, spiders.
Again, I just look at that and I'm just thinking of, one time at some point, and God is sitting around thinking, let's see, what am I going to fill this place up with now?
A platypus.
Oh, let's do that. And let's do this real long neck thing. Let's do this real long neck thing. His neck is longer than his legs even. And let's
run that one by Adam and see what he thinks of that one, huh?
Yeah. I mean, it's like I don't play that Minecraft game, but if I know enough about that, I think that's kind of the appeal of that game is you build stuff, you create stuff, and is that right? Somebody in here is bound to either play Minecraft or have a kid that plays Minecraft. And I just think that's what it must have been like. He's just like doing his own little Minecraft there and just coming up with weird stuff that there's no way it just accidentally showed up. No. It had to have been designed like that.
Well, you can just look at us and and tell that there was something going on that was beyond the ability to just make itself.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Minecraft is basically digital Lego.
Okay. Yeah. So you're building. You just and you can just build whatever you want as long as you can put the pieces together.
Phil here, Peterson Farms, he's out of Indiana, Nashville, Indiana. Look, I don't know how many of these folks have Kathy and Richard, their channel, RichKat Ranch, as their. My brain just went dead, Kathy.
Come visit our channel, yeah.
Yeah,
especially if you're not inclined to handle snakes, but you have some level of curiosity about what it's like when somebody's having to handle snakes. And I say having to handle snakes because, again, we raise ducks and geese. We do have to sometimes, they have to be dealt with because we've only lost one duckling to a snake in the years we've been here. And I just didn't realize that I had actually locked him up in the pen at night because we have to lock them up at night to keep the predators, the big predators away.
Yeah.
But we've got cameras in the pen, and I knew we had ducklings getting ready to hatch. So I checked overnight. I'm looking, expecting, there might be a little duckling in the nest with mama. No, but there's the giant rat snake that ate the little duckling that had just.
Oh, no.
But at that point, I think he only got one other egg, and I don't think it had a duckling in it because I'd already candled, and there was only going to be another couple of ducklings hatch anyway.
Richard, who was your little friend back there?
Oh, that was Boone.
Come here, Boone.
Boone?
Boone, Boone. When our boy Cooper, we lost one German Shepherd dog in November last year to a brain tumor. And then we lost our old 13-year-old boy Cooper to hemangiosarcoma in March this year. And at first I thought, maybe we just won't get another dog. We'll just love on Serena. We still had our girl. But she was really sad, and we were really sad. And, we're always keeping up with the dogs that come into rescue through Good Shepherd Rescue. And I'd been watching Boone his name wasn't Boone at the time. His name was Jimbo.
Okay.
And I just thought he was just so cute. And there were horses at his foster home. So I knew he was used to horses, and that wouldn't be like a freaky thing for him. So we brought him home about a month after Cooper crossed over. Come here. This is Boone. Come here.
Hey, Boone. How you doing, Boone?
Hi, everybody. Hi, everybody. He turned a year old at the end of December, and his story is that his previous owners moved out of their house, and they just left him in a crate in their backyard. So fortunately, the neighbors became aware, and he'd been sitting back there for about 4 days before they realized he was back there.
Well, I don't know how I was going to do it where y'all would be big, but I can't get it to do it. I don't know what I'm doing.
Anyway, so that's Boone, and he's just been so good. He gets along with the cats. They can all be out together. And
hey, Brenda, before you leave, we're about to shut it down because we way past what I normally go. I meant to tell y'all, and I know it's probably sad that I had to be reminded by what Kathy was talking about, the dogs that was having issues. I had mentioned on my Facebook page that one of my little girls that goes to church here where I pastor, they found last year, or I think it was last year or early part of this year. Anyway, the beginning of this year, they found, and I don't know the name of it. It's got a weird name, but it's where the brain is actually coming out of the skull. And she had like a cyst that it caused, about a 12-inch cyst goes down her spine. Anyway, she had surgery yesterday, and I put it out, to have people pray. And many of these folks here that follow me on Facebook or we follow each other on Facebook commented that they were praying and that they were going to hold her up for us. And anyway, she came through the surgery well. Obviously, she's going to, they got to cut the neck muscle. I think they got to cut the skull. I won't say they had to do something with the skull. She's 5 years old. She's 1 week older than my granddaughter, and but she's obviously going to be nauseated from the anesthesia, the trauma and all. But they had to cut the neck muscles and Chiara brain. That's it right there. Look at Andrea go. That's it. Chiari brain
malformation. Yeah.
And look, the way it happened, they normally don't find it. From what I understand, they normally don't find it until later. I don't know what that was. Until later, teenage years or beyond, before they start even having any problems. But her daddy was playing with her, throwing her up in the air, and got off balance or something and missed her. And she hit the ground, knocked her out. And so they rushed her to the hospital, checking, make sure she didn't have a concussion, no broken bones, no nothing, anything like that. And she was fine from all that, but they found this Chiari brain malformation. They found that while they was doing the scan. So it actually turned out to be kind of a blessing in disguise.
No such thing as a coincidence.
Anyway, she's got a long road ahead of her. Obviously, she's still in ICU, and they gotta keep her there until they gotta pump all kind of stuff in her for pain. And
what's her first name?
Briar, Bryar.
Okay.
Briar Rose is what we call her, Briar Rose. But she's just the sweetest little girl, and she's always. I can't imagine my little granddaughter having to go through that. It just breaks my heart that it. But I wanted to personally thank those people that are in the chat that are follow us on Facebook that had mentioned about it and that they were praying. I wanted to thank you personally for that, and to tell all of y'all that are here now to keep her in your prayers. But
yeah, I like to tell people sometimes I think it gets so noisy down here when we're all praying about the same thing that God has to do something because he just wants us to give him a break. Bring on the noise.
Bring on noise. That's right. Well, look, Kathy and Richard, both of y'all, I appreciate you coming on. And
thank you.
I know I hate that Richard and Blinda dominated the conversation.
Right.
Every time. It happens everywhere I go.
And look who's coming in at the last minute. Go Fred.
I have a plan. I don't have a time yet, but I want to do my first live next Friday. In chatting with people, they said there aren't as many lives on Fridays, and so that might be the best day. So I don't know what time yet because I don't know yet if Richard will do it with me. But if he doesn't with me, then I got to work around his schedule.
Yeah. Well, I do one on Tuesday mornings at 9:00 Central Time, but a lot of the people that I know and that I want to interview or want to get up on the live, they're not available in the mornings, So I wanted to try and have a time where I could introduce them to at least the people that I know and people that come, to our lives and help them, get recognized in the community. I want people to know the people I know because I know good people. Did that make sense?
Yeah. Well, and that's part of what's been so fun about this whole community. These are just these are real people.
Right.
I don't know if the other YouTube categories are the same. I don't know, like if it's all gaming people or if it's all financial people. I don't know if it's the same. I don't feel like it's the same. But
I've heard people say it's not. I've heard people come into this community and say it's different. It's different. Hey, Chris, when is your live? I hope I didn't.
Yeah, this is their 10,000 subscriber celebration live coming up.
Okay, Misha came in at the very last moment.
It's at 7:30.
Hey, Misha, we're about to get off here. 7:30, you say?
I think I remember that it was going to be a 7:30.
Tony come in. Hey, Tony. Hey, I mentioned the collab with Mitchell and Dale. We getting off here though in 1 hour. Okay, at 7 o'clock Central
7
Time.
o'clock. Okay. Well,
Okay.
yeah, y'all go check that out. 10,000 subscribers. They hit that mark a couple of weeks ago now,
Okay.
and they're doing their celebration live.
Good deal. All right. Well, look, Kathy and Richard, thank y'all so much. The people in the chat, I'm just glad I had Kathy here to keep up with y'all. And, I do appreciate y'all coming. I really
Thank y'all
do.
for letting me ramble. And if you are near us, we're in South Lake. If you're ever near us, you're always welcome to stop by. If you let me know ahead of time, I'll cook something. But if you just want to come by and meet all these critters or take home some duck eggs, or then
Take them.
just come see us.
It's good to see you, Darian, and everybody in here. Everybody. Chris will probably be over there in just a few minutes, in about an hour. But
Yeah.
look, I appreciate everybody coming in.
Yeah.
This is Southern Goodbye. It takes 10 hours to get out of a Southern Goodbye. But I appreciate everybody coming and being with us tonight. And y'all keep that little girl in your prayers. I sincerely mean that, and I appreciate that. All right. God bless y'all. And we'll see y'all next time.